Hey, how's it going? This is my video log for Tuesday, May 14th, 3:50 p.m., 2024. There's my, ferret. He's just like standing there. So, oh, and there's my birds. They're kind of just sitting there. They'll start singing pretty soon. Because whenever I talk, they like to butt in and they have to be the loudest one in the room. Anyway, um, yeah, it's like 3:51 in the PM, and I like just got up. I, I like worked until like 7 or something. It was like daytime. I forgot to look, but it was like daytime. I don't know if the sun was actually shining brightly, but it was like almost at that point. And I started to get tired. Sometimes I quit when I get like tired, not physically. Like I can still keep my eyes open, but I just and my legs I can still sit there without pain and stuff. But I just can't do it anymore. Other than that, so it was kind of that too. But I was also sleepy tired, falling asleep, sleepy tired. I'm actually doing batch edits right now. I'm doing the borders. Um, so that's it. And this one's not thinking. So yesterday, like 2 days ago, I opened Momsen on that computer, and I think I only just knocked it out yesterday. Then I guess we opened up another big one because this crashed the computer. Life, you show here. You said it's Life of Constantine, but it's only 228 pages. This computer, this is my 2015 here, and then that's my 2017. This computer, the 2015, was acting really slow. Like there was this page I had yesterday, and it was only 8.2 pages. And I went to click on the class to put a new class on it, and it was just like stuck. Wouldn't move. So whenever that happens, and it kind of so slow it can barely move, and then I restart the program, then it can move. So I restarted the program, not the computer, just the program. And I think it made it faster. But then that not long after that, I was way asleep. Oh yeah, this is the book with Momsen. Oh shit, I'm still working on freaking Momsen. Oh, that's right, because Momsen crashed on this computer, and I think it wasn't able to save. Damn it, man! These things are everywhere. I picked up like. Let's see if I can get it without. Here, come on, you little bitch. There. I picked up like half dozen of them in the course of like 2 minutes last night. They were like all over here. I think I need to plug this up. They're just all walking out, man. And my Savannah monitor doesn't even want to eat them, dude. Because there's enough of those dubia roaches. Like there's a dubia roach. I think that's a live dubia roach right there, just chilling. And then there's a whole bunch of beetles. Those are the worms that the Savannah monitor doesn't eat, and they turn into beetles. And those get away and run around the house. Not as much though, but there are a bunch in there. I got a bunch out the other day. There's another one. He doesn't eat the beetles. They're cool to look at though. And they're cool, I guess, to play with. They're his buddies. The animals in there that he doesn't eat. So, I saw a giant dubia roach in the bird cage last week. So apparently the bird saw one on the ground and picked it up. Tried to eat it, but dropped it. That's kind of interesting. Anyways, yesterday I uploaded 3 videos at the same time for the first time ever yesterday because I got too lazy. But I'm back on the sativa. I smoked indica, and then I went in and got to the other place and got. There's 2 places that are like on my way to the supermarket, and so 2 dispensaries. So I kind of go to both of them. Yeah, this new one I got top shelf this time. I should get the popcorn stuff in here. Yeah. When your tolerance is high, you shouldn't get the low end stuff because it just doesn't get you stoned. Luckily, my lungs are doing well. This climate is perfect for my lungs. Anyway, so yesterday I uploaded a video about how I was doing Livy. Yeah, this book, and both of the computers are stuck for a while. This is the book that I'm getting caught up on Livy. So, because the computers were stuck, yeah, I had time, and so luckily yesterday both of them were stuck for a while, and it gave me a lot of time to just work on Livy. Because if I'm working on a computer that goes, I'll kind of just do that, and that's tending. But then I can get done with them. I'm within sight. Mommsen and Eusebius' Life of Constantine are within sight of each other on the page. So maybe I could finish today. I predicted yesterday that I would finish by today. But I mean by yesterday, like by Sunday. Maybe I could have with all those books, but then I got going on Livy. So now I'm predicting by the end of this week, maybe getting done with Livy. So what I have to do with Livy is, and if you're into Rome and Livy, this should make your dick really hard, or your vulva get juicy. So Livy is the history of Rome, but it's like 3,300 pages. Broken up into like 2,500 different chapters. Broken up into, I think it was originally like 160 books, but most of it got lost. There's 40 books left. So I have 40 books and then like the 42 or something, and then the synopsis of the rest. But each of the books, the 40 that it has like maybe like 50, 60 chapters each. So it's like a page a chapter. I don't know, maybe that's how we did it. But yeah, history of Rome from the beginning. Well, actually from Aeneas at 1175 after the Trojan War, but in detail after Romulus and Remus in 753. Rome was sacked in 390. And the Gauls they got a hold of the Janiculum, or the Capitoline, and they got their hands on they burned the library down and lost all their books, and so they had to rewrite Livy from memory. From 390, so they had to 753 minus 390. So like what 400 years or whatever of history. They had to get back from memory, but then it was written down to where Livy was around the time of Jesus and Julius Caesar. So if I want, and the cool thing about Livy that I don't think people realize, because I was looking on Google yesterday, and I mean on YouTube, and because I wanted to hear what people thought about Livy, because I just got obsessed with Livy. I just got obsessed with Livy because at the time, and so yeah, it's not like on any of the links, the list, dude. The interesting thing about Livy is that it's the only book that can tell the development of a city from nothing, from just a couple of villages in the wilderness, to the capital of the world, the biggest city of the world, the biggest empire, and then back down to like a village, and then back up to the capital. But it's the only book that has the story from the beginning, the founding of a city, all the way to the capital, including all of the different developmental stages and how much time it took, and identifying why all the reasons that they were successful and the other people who they fought weren't. And so it's basically like the perfect recipe for a healthy country, you know. I think I saw Tyler. My little guys are playing. I saw the title of a YouTube video yesterday, like, why is Byzantine history not interesting? And it's because Byzantine history is the story of like the fall of an empire. They started big and then they got small and slowly died, and it was just a bunch of stupid people doing stupid things. The story of Rome, like Livy and the founding of Rome, was a gazillion times better because it's a success story. And it shows smart people doing smart things, and it's much. And Livy's the only one. So, and because it's the book that goes back so long, like it definitely deserves to be updated, you know, and to be kind of like decorated. All these people are writing books, you know. I wrote my book here, I wrote my book there, and it's like you could just refurbish an old book and make the best book. And so what I'm doing with Livy is I already have the dates for all of the books. I wanted to add the first thing I did was I attached the Audible chapter to the chapter of the chapter. So like, I mean the chapter of the book, so you have like all the books, 42 books, so you have book 16, chapter 32 out of 69. Well, yeah, I know that 32 is chapter like 1562 or whatever. You know exactly, so you know exactly, if you were listening to something you don't understand a pronunciation and you want to look it up, you can find the chapter because it says where it is on my book. If you're reading the book and you want to listen to it on Audible, then you know which chapter it is on Audible. And it's almost the same translation. But, so I also am adding the date to each and every chapter. As I'm listening to a book, I think that's the best thing that we can do with books, with history books that you're trying to memorize. Is by adding dates to them all the time. And I even had an idea, and I don't know, I might do it, to put books on YouTube where it's the screen capture of the book on my website, and it shows the outline of it. Like when you right click, it does that. So you just screen capture that. It shows the outline of what it's reading, and it goes down, and on the side you can see the images go by in pertinence to what it's reading. And but in the background, I would edit it. The video would have like soft music in the background in relation to whatever the book is about, because there's all those different kind of music you can get on Envato. And then also, have like a voice, like a soft voice, maybe my voice, I don't know, just pinging in the background every couple of seconds the year of that chapter. So. There's like Roman flute music playing, and then the computer's reading it, and then it goes 483, 483. So you're constantly hearing it in the background, like it's part of the music. So you're constantly being told but it's not really that necessary with this book, because at the beginning of every chapter, which is like every page or two, it actually says the year. And so that's kind of like when I study history, that's what I need to know. I need to know the year, because when you put stuff in context, it makes it a million times easier to memorize something. So, and it will play into my decades history test, where you have to memorize things by decades, so I can file stuff away in decades in my head. So, that's why I'm like super duper excited. I worked myself almost to like freaking death last night. I was all day long, all night long, and I was like, and then these things started working on these. I was like to the point where I couldn't go to sleep, and I finally crashed. And that's why I didn't get up until like 3 this afternoon. It's crazy. I have to get my house insurance going. They're not calling me back, but maybe they're emailed me, but I don't even want to check my email, because I have to do taxes too from like last year, but I want to do that with my mom. But I couldn't with my mom yesterday because she didn't have internet, because they had to go and fix her cable because I broke it when I went to try to do gardening the other day. And I don't want her today because I just slept in all day, and Livy, I just want to do it. So yesterday what I did with my time was I added those chapters, which was a while. I had to add a whole bunch of I added like the number of the chapter, to the chapter on my notes of these, but then I had to add a bunch of other chapters, entire chapters that aren't even on the book. So I'm glad I looked at this because I missed it. Maybe the copy I got it from didn't have it because it was one of the first books I got, and so I put those on there, and then I got stuck at one point. The chapters didn't line, so I have to fix that. But I started at the beginning and I wrote the contents of all the books. Because at the beginning of all the books, he lists out what all the contents are. So I was just sitting there typing, listening to it, hit play on the phone, play, pause, type it. And I went down to like book 32, 31. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start the day by just listening to it. And then typing. And then what I'm going to do after that is fix that problem with a chapter alignment. And after that's done, and hopefully I can do both of those today, I'm going to get my access my my template page, because what I'm doing with Livy is I'm basically adding another chapter level. With my books, I usually have 3 chapter levels with these books, but some of them just 2. I'd like to have 3 eventually, but so because I know what the chapter, if I know what the title of the chapter is, because a lot of the books already come that way. They have their chapters titled. So I just do 3, actually 4. So like on the top of the page, it's all the like different like volumes, if it's volumes, and then across like that you would have the second level. You would have the chapters, but then the number of the chapters inside, or like you call it the books, and then the chapters, but just the number of the chapter, and that'll eventually have the number of the chapter, the time, and the how much time it, or the pages and the time, and so that'll help you memorize the ebb and flow of the chapter, the contents, because of which one's bigger, which one's smaller, gives personality to it. Well, these little guys are at it again. Little rascals. Preparing for battle. And then the third level would be the chapters go down in the contents and you have the actual title of the chapter, and that's what I would put on my free audio history book page, because it's just a collection of all the free audio history books you can get on LibriVox and Audible and Kindle. And I want to make an Audible one. I'm going to make an Audible one because I have the list right on my Audible page, like all the books. I'll just get that and put it on. And they even organize it for me. I'll put it on all the different organizations, but like alphabetic size and everything. But so that's the third, and that's cool with the free audio history book page, because you can just hit play and play the whole thing, know the contents of all the different books. And then after that is the actual book. So I don't have on Livy. I don't have the one that has the contents of the chapters, because it was 2,500 of them, and it didn't come telling me what they are. But this Audible book does give me a big boost by listing all these things. So what I'm going to do after I do that, prepare it all, is go in and just get the dates. Just look at what I wrote on all these, on the notes, and just attach dates to everything that I can. All the people who he mentions, all the events he mentions. And then I'm going to throw that into get my template page and get the big chapter for the 2,500 of them. I hope it doesn't make Livy so big that it can't load, that I can't make the page. If not, I'll just have to have it as its own menu chapter until I have a computer strong enough to throw it in. But because it might be the biggest, I think it'll be the biggest page ever if I do that. Because 2,500 pages of menu, that's like a goddamn huge ass book in itself. But who knows? It's worth a try. But like I don't have Momsen. I mean, I don't have Gibbon in one book. I have Gibbon in 6 different pages, 6 different books, 6 volumes, each one its own book, because it's so big. It's 8,800 pages long. It's the biggest book ever. And then the menu is its own page, so it's not like it's the first time I've ever done that. And Livy, this is like it's like its own timeline, you know. And by the way, my history books are its own timeline. They're organized by time. But so yeah, I'll throw those into the menu page with all the data that I have, and then fill in the blanks. And just throw in the dates by filling in the blanks, you know. And that might be the most time consuming. It'll be the most mentally taxing. But yeah, so that's why. I mean, I'm here telling you that I'll do it by Sunday. Oh God, maybe I'll get the prep done by Sunday. But yeah, so I'm kind of just, this is like the second day of me being obsessed with this, and I'm not hanging out with my mom today because I slept in, so I'm not going to try to deal with the taxes or the home insurance today. I can do a few weeks without catching up on that. People need to cut me slack because of my website, you know. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to admit that I'm slipping into mental illness like lack of control, obsessive compulsive. Because you have to think about what I'm working on. It's Livy. It's not like I'm washing my hands or something like that. So and it's the goddamn IRS's fault for never taking my money, dude, and or my calls. I keep trying to call them and I just run into the brick wall. And they can't send me a letter just with a bill. Like, just give us this money. It's like everybody's freaked out about AI computers. Maybe people should wait until they design a computer to know how to figure out how much taxes we owe. And also for us to figure out taxes. You know, Trump's up there. I fixed the taxes. I'm a modern day reverse Robin Hood or Robin Hood. And Biden's the reverse Robin Hood modern days because of what he does to the taxes as opposed to me because I'm for the poor man. And everybody's like, yeah. Jesus Christ. So, so yeah, my website, man, like right now it's not popular. And not just mine, but none of the sites. I've looked at the page count on the pages that I get my books from, like Perseus and the different edu pages, like Cambridge I think has one. Yeah, they only have like Livy or whatever. Plenty only has like less than 100. A lot of them less than 100. A couple hundred, 250, 238 or whatever worldwide. So yeah, people are like. So, but that's because those they're not designed all that like appealingly. You know, I think mine take it to a whole new level. So that's why I'm just super fired up about this. So I haven't had anything to eat today. I might go in the store. Yeah, right now after this, I'm gonna go have a banana and a protein drink. See, I'm also not really eating enough. And then go in and get like an energy drink. I had a bunch of coffee last night. That's what kept me up. I had the rest of my coffee, and I kind of got into it. So I made even like an instant coffee. I got like a caffeine high, and yeah, and I was typing really fast. You know, I was. Sometimes I get out of cue, but because my coordination is really bad and my strength, you know, like I'm back in like pre-fives levels, 5-year-old. Like I could run a mile in what I could when I was 4 or 5. I could, you know, do pull-ups like I could when I was 3 or 4 or 5. You know, like hike up a mountain about the speed I could when I was 5. Like I'm way worse than a 10-year-old. 10-year-old is like a superhero compared to me. So, but also my coordination is starting to go off. Like I'm dropping things all the time because I just don't use my body. I'm like losing it. But the typing sometimes I'm a typing superhero. I'm like you see in the movies where somebody's doing a search and they show the screen and the word just goes like they're the fastest motherfucking typer ever. That's me, dude. Literally. I'm listening to it. I'm just like and it's like whoa. But yesterday I wasn't doing that good because sometimes I do it, but then I it doesn't work. But the cool thing about Notes, and this does not like this on Dreamweaver, dude, Notes spell fixes. And it's a total pain in the butt a lot of the time because I try to, you know, I'm trying to do like Roman names and stuff and it fixes the spelling. So I have to remember to hit the X. But when it's normal words, oh my God, does that work like a goddamn dream? Because every word I do is a goddamn typo, dude. I'll type like the will be THA. And then like boat would be BOOT or whatever. Or I don't know, but the freaking, or BAOT, but the freaking thing fixes all of it. So I'm just like, and it's all gobbledygook, but it's like, oh, I know what you said, and it just fixes it. So I look at it, it's perfect. It's fucking amazing, man. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna upload this bitch like right now. I was like, I can't believe I waited all that time to do those other ones. It was this goddamn indica, man. Like that Afro man who's like, I was gonna tie my shoes, but then I got high. He should have said, I was gonna get out of bed, but then I smoked indica. Because if he had been on sativa, that dumbass, he would have been fucking. He would be redesigning the world's religions by noon. Indica, man, will make you fucking literally fall asleep. Because I stay away from indica like the plague. Because it just doesn't have like the. It's not the type of high that I like. But so I'm like not interested, not experienced with it at all. But I got a big thing of indica. Like the last two, all they had was indica. I don't know, people, because a lot of people just like to smoke weed to fall asleep, and I realized why. Because it literally puts you to sleep. Like if you make an indica cookie, if you have insomnia problems, then you're an idiot. Because there's no reason anybody should ever have insomnia problems. If you have the worst insomnia ever, it will fix your insomnia if you just make indica cookies and get yourself baked out of your mind before you go to sleep every night. I guarantee you, you're going to sleep. You're not going to remember any of your dreams, but you'll fall asleep, I guarantee you. So even if you smoke a bunch of it, of indica. So anyways, that's enough of that. I can't rush myself, dude. And you motherfucking IRS motherfuckers, if you're going to give me an extra tax, don't make it too much. And nobody come and prosecute me for not having insurance. Yeah, because they're not even calling me, but maybe these emailed me. But yeah, I called Thursday, Friday, and yesterday. Anyways, it's we're having like an Indian winter. It's like cold, which I like. I was listening to this guy, Dan Davis, History of all these different cultures, but this dude was doing this lecture of this doctor doing a lecture of the classical world, and I was listening to that last night. So anyways, that's enough talking. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll be like all proud of how far I went on Livy. But if you're into Livy, see, this is the reason why I did it. Like, Livy's doing the history for like 753 years, or 653 years. I think his story stopped around like right after they conquered like Philip or something. To like 150 BC. So for like 750 to 150, so for like 600 years of history, and I'm broken up into 3,300 pages. If you want to memorize all the stories, you have to divide it up like this. You have to do what I'm doing. This is the key. And then you have it read to you. And then eventually I will have images along the entire side, which will make it even better. Because then you can track it all down and order it all, and then memorize the history, and then to memorize the whole development, everything that they're talking about. So yes, Livy, this is like super interesting for me. Categorized is kind of a deep dive, but I'm like, yeah, it's time to do it. But I'm letting the other books get in the way. Like if these quicker books come through, I'm just working on these, get them out of the way, and then I'll get to Livy. But if I get stuck on a book, I'm like, oh, thank you, and then I can get going, 100% on that. So that's enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow. I hope you understood now. Look at my Livy homework. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.